About a soda and
weed now.
All right.
I said whatever.
Jimmy got a soda.
We're visiting Jimmy.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to do just a little, sort of like we used to do the meetings.
Get a roll right here. Oh, man.
I haven't had Matt and Stephen with me in a while. When we were doing the meetings a few years ago, driving to a lot of different places, I used to have Matt and Stephen. They were, when we were driving over to Jimmy's just now, they were remembering how we did those little drives. Jimmy is still got his nice apartment, and that's why I said we'll maybe talk a little bit. You know, now I was telling Jimmy, you all have already seen it because I mentioned it on the video that I uploaded today. But Jimmy said, you know, if I give some money to the church or I give some money, it'll come back to me. When I was in New Jersey, there's an atheist friend of mine. His name is Danny. That's Matt, that's Jimmy. And Stephen's coming back. But the atheist friend of mine, he gave me some beautiful paintings. They have not seen them, but you guys have seen the paintings on the video. And then when he gave me those paintings, he said, you know, God, he didn't say God's going to bless me. He said, but I'm going to get blessed because I'm giving you something. Now, the man has money. His name is Danny.
Yeah.
The next day, he got a letter from the IRS where he owed money. You know,
Oh, and he subtracted.
they
Level.
cut the bill down $800 a month less. So he was telling me, I just saved $800 a month, you know, like income. He forgot that he said the day before, if I give you these paintings, I'm going to get blessed. And he did get blessed.
Yeah, well,
So-
I'm not talking about giving something to his friends.
What?
Now that's
not what I'm
Stephen.
talking-
Stephen, say hi.
What's up, everybody?
That's not what I'm talking about. It's not what I'm talking about.
Remember,
I'm not talking about good deeds.
Yes, good deeds as well.
I'm not talking about good deeds. I'm
Yes.
talking about doing commandments.
Yes,
The gifts that are attached to those commandments.
talk,
Okay, well.
teach. You're on video.
No,
Be good.
just ask the question. At least that's how I understand it.
Yes.
And I've tried to make deals with God before, not pay so much taxes, and I hear a voice saying, "Yeah, we can fix that." Next week they fix it. I got fired, and I got laid off or whatever. I got next job, and then the next job, the next check. It was exactly what I paid the last time.
I was talking to Brother Dave.
Did you hear what I said?
Correct.
It was exactly.
Yes, I remember you telling me
Now,
that.
what my question is you don't really, I mean, he cares, he prefers, he likes this one more than that one, but it's all by God's design.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Okay, now listen. I read Romans chapter 9.
I can't be talking too much.
You know
It's all
what?
the air,
You know what Romans chapter 9 said? I could go do the little thing right now. Last night I was praying and I was getting mad. I was getting mad and I was going to make a video, not real bad, but I was going to complain. And this is what I was mad about.
Carlos is a bitch.
This is what I got mad about. Some of the friends of mine, the atheist friend, not mad at him, but they said, John, look at all these things that happen. Look at all these things that happen, and why do all these things happen? And as I was doing my reading of the Bible last night, I was going to stop reading, and I was going to make a quick video. And I was going to say on the video, a lot of people have questions. And what I was going to talk about was, look at all my friends, or look at all the people that go through a lot of things in their life, and their whole life is struggle. Whether my friends relapse, I just passed my 3-year sober date, January 3rd. I said, but what about all of the struggles that people have their whole life, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I was getting angry, and I was going to say, it doesn't really make any sense to me. You know, and I was going to complain. Well, I felt the Lord said, no, read the chapter you're going to read, the few chapters. And I read Romans 9. And you know what it said in Romans 9? Who are you to question God? Cannot God make out of the same piece of clay a pot that is good and a pot that is not good? Now, in Romans 9, and the reason I thought I'd mention this is because you were just talking a little bit about that. So as I read that chapter, it basically said, there's a lot of questions we have. And I was thinking of some of the protests that my friends have against God. And I said, these are questions that are not always answered right. You know, why does a person have to be born, maybe his mother was using, and now that kid that's born, he's going to be addicted, no fault of his own, and some of them later on in life become full-blown addicts. And I was complaining of things in my own mind
Those are curses.
that I felt were unjust. But then I read the chapter, it was Romans 9, and Romans 9 basically says, there are things, God says, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. I will pick who I decide to pick. And then my perspective changed in this. I said, you know, I got friends in jail right now, friends that are dead. I'm not in jail, I'm not dead. We all have friends that are in jail, because I was just mentioning one on the way over here. Yeah, my friend Shrek went back to jail, who was in the meetings last year. So, it changed my perspective. Matt, give us a word, say something.
Trust in the Lord and be faithful. Peace. God bless.
Okay, Matt was in a lot of the meetings. Matt went to a lot of the meetings. Stephen, what do you think? To be honest about life, you know, where are you at? Were you feeling a little bit about what I was saying? Like, pissed off? Like, why the hell is this cycle, you know, of whether...
I'm all together. Austin, with Austin. I'm trying to get everything right. Come back down here. I'm back with her. The whole year together. On up. Now it's over. I do my thing. And whatever, you know. I can't let a woman put me down. I suppose I'll put myself down. Okay? I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's not. But, you know, what it is. Well, I got to keep on rolling, man. I can't stop. You know, I got to keep going. I'm going to get my crap right. What is it? You know?
Stephen, when he was with me last year and we were all getting together, this is the first day I've been with Stephen and Matt together in a long time. You've seen a lot of the other people. But he was going to start over, go up to Austin, make a change. And he did go for a while. Then when he wound up coming back, after all this time, hopefully he was hoping things were going to change. And today he was telling me, sort of like back in the same feeling like I'm going to wind up, you know, dying in the street here. And I had another friend that told me the same thing today, who I invited to come over, but it probably would have been better if he didn't come over because some of my friends have conflicts. But that's what Stephen was sharing. Jimmy? It's just us. I just wanted to do an update. That's...
I was going to get a little street.
Yes, I just want to do a little update. And now, Jimmy, Sweet Pea, when I was gone, she was giving you some instruction about, you know, how some of the things that you learned as a Mormon did not jive.
Yeah, it didn't jive with the Bible. And
Okay.
I gotta dig into this. I need to get a recorder.
Yeah.
Or get an app. I need to get a new phone. I need to get a new phone and get an app so I can hear it. I used to have one on my old phone. You know, phones.
Now, when I brought Matt, I went to Timmins today, which is Little Mission. But I told Matt and Stephen, I said, come on over and visit Jimmy. I said, Jimmy's got an apartment. I said, what he does sometimes is he helps guys that are on the street. Now, both Stephen and Matt are on the street. A lot of my friends have been homeless. Jimmy has been homeless. A lot of them have been homeless. Then periods of time where they might have an apartment. Sometimes they're back on the street. And so I said, come over today. I said, maybe Jimmy will let you crash out for a night. I said, it's up to him. Sometimes he does stuff like that. So now I got it on video.
I tell everybody they can't get on this. They can't get on the. I can't put them on the lease.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is give them some help. You know, nurturing and support.
You know, I've been here. I've come to visit Jimmy a few times. He cooks food for. I don't eat, but he'll have breakfast ready. He'll have food for everybody. These are people that he helps. That he just lets them crash out here. So he's making an attempt.
Tracks a couple of men. Whatever.
Okay, we're gonna. It's gonna be short.
I want to tell you something.
Yes.
In my life, I've had 3 houses where I tore the door completely off.
Open. Anybody can walk
I
in.
took the door off. I didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
I figure if anybody's got enough balls to come in my house.
Who gave you that? Who gave you? Put the. You know you're not in your. Put the hat on. You're not in the regular. You gotta have the look.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Who gave you that? Who gave you that hat? He likes it. He's been
I love
wearing it.
it, man.
I see him in that hat every day.
I'm all over the place.
He says people recognize him when he's got
from
that
the
hat.
yeah. And the glasses, you know, it's like, I've seen before. I'm like, yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. I have my 3 years that I just, a little over 3 years.
Did I tell you about that little Mexican lady on the bus? What happened on the bus? The little Mexican lady she said, Jimmy D, I was on the 15 coming back here. And this was just about a month ago. But this little Mexican lady says, Jimmy D. And I told her, I said, yes, ma'am, do I know you? And she said, you don't remember me, do you? And I said, no, ma'am. And she said, I stayed at you 925 for months, and you never charged me a cent, man. And now I got my own house, and I got my kids, and I couldn't get to it.
You let her stay. You put her up in the
fence.
Yeah.
Through.
Yeah. I remember Angel told me the same thing, that there were times where
There's
they
tons
let
of
you
people
stay.
there. I come in there, I couldn't even get a place, man. Fuck the people posted in my building.
Yes. Now let me ask you guys this.
Refrigerators, go buy food.
Let me ask you guys this. Today I also talked to a few people that sometimes they go to the Charlie's Detox, which I've used with some of my friends. I've taken them, dropped them off, picked them up. And then, I think all of you have been through Charlie's. All of you have been through Charlie's. Normally when you do the 30 days, and then sometimes you get into residential, they let you stay.
Now they do 6 days.
What happens though, let me ask
6
you
days, and then you get booted out for about a week, and then you go in for 30 to 45 days.
Now, after you get the few months where everything's going well, you got the clean time, and then things happen. What would you say is the biggest reason for relapse after people go through? I've never been through Charlie's, but I have had a lot of friends that have gone, and they get their hopes up because they get some clean time. Then later, they lose the clean time. What would be the
reality sucks?
What would be the biggest? What about
reality sucks?
Isn't it hard though when you're out and you're basically on the street, homeless?
You give up hope.
Okay.
A lot of people give up hope.
Okay. Stephen, when you did the Charlies and you were doing well, it's just sooner or later.
Last time. Yeah.
Okay.
Then when I was sober, I was saying my sober, the Amers broke out, right? And I was saying my sober Amers. We'll show you 10 or whatever party.
Yeah.
I gave him my pipe. I'm done. I'm done, bro.
Okay.
He helped me do that, so I was telling Steve with him. And then I went to the sober house right here in Winholes, remember?
Yes.
And then, well, she came back in my life. And I was doing good. Everything sober, bam. That's how I knew.
Okay.
But I have lemon on her, and I can't not her body high. With the drama and the stress.
Yeah, sweet Jim.
Okay. And relationships.
Well, that could check.
They make meetings for that.
Relationships.
Huh? They make meetings for that.
Give the last advice, and I'm going to share it with you.
I was just thinking
Something
about
that
what
you can help.
Well, I don't know if it'll help or not, but just an observation.
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
About 3 years ago, one of my buddies, a particular buddy, coming up to me pretty hard. Big offer. And I denied it because I didn't have enough information. I denied it for certain reasons about, everybody, where the hell is everybody, and they're in jail, okay? So I didn't know who was dropping the ball. Somebody was messing up, and all my boys going in, and I didn't want to mess with it. I made a bad decision because I didn't have all the facts. Turns out, 4 years later, after my boy gets out of prison, he tells me,
Oh, you
what
can't.
happened?
I don't want you to give them too much information on
It was
me.
all their women. Each one of them was a woman.
Okay,
Put them down
okay,
Just to have the
okay.
power or him.
Relationships.
Yes.
Okay.
And if I'd have took that, oh my God, would have been in a brick house by now.
Yeah.
For real, okay? I should have did that good job. I didn't. I
No,
didn't know the facts.
don't talk
And I was
too
just
much
talking
about
to
you.
the tail, and it was like,
Oh, forget
every one of
Just
it.
mention the names. I don't want them doing that.
And
That-
individual
but-
situation.
But I have learned just from the experiences that the relationship issue. A lot of my friends that realize the relationship. Yes, the relationship issue is like a major thing. I learned that from
The only reason I didn't
helping
go is
with
because
help.
at that time didn't have a woman.
Yes. But we don't want to blame it on that. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
really?
But that did come up. That did come up.
Everyone who went to prison because they're fucking girls.
Well, Matt's situation actually, I remember Matt had him a girl, but
All they had to do is shut
I
up.
don't think that was the big key. But sometimes when the guys do the
What's he doing?
detox, they go through the program. A lot of times they get out, and these guys that are on the
Yeah, it's a
streets,
power
it's
struggle.
very
That's what he
hard.
said. It's a power struggle.
Okay,
Colonel Stepdad Johnson just stay with him and give him a job.
I'm going to end the video. I just wanted you to get a quick update. They did share some good things. It's real life stuff, and that's it. God bless you all. We'll do another one
That's
soon.
crazy, dude.
That was it. Just